Hello viewers, good afternoon. This is another moment with David. My name is Fuadibayo David. I'm here to talk about politics today, the event of the present situation in the country. I've been talking about some suggestive ways out of the economic woes that Nigeria is experiencing, and I've always wanted that the federal government to work hard to convince Nigerians, not just to convince by words, but by actions, and to explore the opportunities that are enormous in the country. Today, I will be talking about the wastage culture that Nigerian governance has been known for, and we cannot continue with that any longer. If the president really wants to convince Nigeria that is here to work for Nigerians, there must be to work for Nigerians and to develop Nigerian economy. One of the first ways to reduce the costs and reduce wastages of governance. You must be able to separate what you want from what you need. There are some things that the government wants, but we don't need them. We don't actually need them. They will turn out to become wastage of resources, considering the fact that most of this money that you are using to run governance are borrowed. And President Ahmed Tinubu, don't forget that President Muhammad Buhari, which Nigeria will never pray, whether from the north or from the south, from the west or from the east, we don't pray that we make such mistake in our life again to vote in such man who is so redundant, who has thrown Nigeria's economy to the ground, and is still boasting that he has done well for us, he has served us well. Well, that's not what I really want to discuss today. But I just know that no Nigerian, even the unborn, will never pray. And if anybody says that what President Buhari has done, that he has served us well, so shall his life be governed in the name of the Lord. But today I want to talk about the wastage that government needs to check into, in the one that is happening now about yacht or no yacht, that was discovered in the budget, supplementary budget. Mr. President, note that this is a supplementary budget. Only things that are extremely pivotal to the development of the economy should be in supplementary budget. Meaning that things that can transform the economy. I will advise that if there's anybody who can get this message across to you, go back and check some of the opportunities that are available in the agriculture sector that you need to explore and invest and partner with states, rather than all this. What do we need presidential yacht for? Now the presidential spokesperson has spoken, Mr. Adebayo Onanuga. He's saying that he's a very diplomatic guy. He's been careful with his statement, but he was trying to defend the government that no, it's actually for Navy and all that. There's no naval yard. I've never heard that. It doesn't make any logical sense. You should know what to learn from other countries and what you should not learn. We don't need it. You can't compare us with countries that are flourishing, who are even borrowing other countries' money. Not we, that we are indebted. We are in debt. 5 point something billion naira. That's too much. Do you know how many lives that 5 billion naira can change their lives in this country? We have thousands, if not millions, of youth graduates. Thousands of graduates are coming out every year. No job. You are now spending 5 billion. What I understand by yacht is luxury. I don't know yacht to be something that is very. If the Navy should use such money to buy patrol boat to reduce the cost of our crude oil vandalization and theft. Last year, 2022, it was clear the NNPC and some other agencies were able to confirm to Nigeria that 400,000 barrels of our crude oil is being stolen directly or indirectly. Do you know how much that ratio down to if we convert it to either naira or dollar? Even if barrel is sold for $50. So we need to curb all these wastages, and we need to reduce the cost of governance. And I'm also going to talk about another way that we waste money. Our senators and reps, I don't think you have gone there to really represent us. Because if you have gone, why are you not using Nigerian indigenous cars? What is wrong with innocent motor? Why do we have this taste, so much obsession for foreign goods and foreign things? How do you prove to Nigerians and the global world that you are here for the interest of a common Nigerian? How do you develop production? How do you encourage? If you cannot give innocent money to at least purchase their product, if you cannot get nod, these are cars that are produced in Nigeria. You should design a policy that makes sure that 70 to 80% of their material or raw material are exploited, are sourced for in the country. 160 million, 490 The same thing goes to senate, ministers, governors, commissioners and all that. I think it's wastage of money. Let's start with that. Let's begin to use our own indigenous products, and from that we can start developing our economy. That is what I have to say today, that this yacht shouldn't. Well, the government has come up, and I think I want to also say this, that the senate or the legislative arm, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. When you do things, we must also appreciate, we must applaud you, that you have done a very good job by diverting that 5 point something billion into student loan. Thank you very much for that. We really appreciate that, but you need to do more to convince us. Why not try to, in your next budget 2024, make sure that you buy innocent motors or not motors. That is the, if you do that, I can assure you that Nigerians will really know that we are here to serve us. And this message goes to presidency and all states, not only the presidency, but many state governors. Your convoys are too much, your appointees are too much. You must design your states to be productive. And these are the crises going on in the country that we must resolve if the economy must be changed. And the president said that you want to create 15 million jobs in 42 months, and you are buying foreign cars. You are developing Japanese economy by buying all these cars. Even though Lagos State has made a good step, but it's not enough by saying GAC, but it's still Chinese. It's not Nigerian indigenous company. We want the indigenous company, whereby we too we can be exporting Nord motors to other African countries, to European countries, to West Asia and all sorts, and they can even bring in foreign. Imagine, I can tell you, if we go by statistics, despite the fact that the dollar is bad, but thank you very much for the CBN governor is doing a good job. The dollar and the naira is raising its head again above the dollar. So if you, by the time you calculate how much from the state, local government agencies, different federal government agencies, different federal state agencies and government and all ministers and all that, presidency, in fact down to custom and all those police, military and all that, if you sum up all the money that they have used in acquiring operational vehicles, administrative governance, logistics and all that, transport, by the time you sum it up, we would have invested, we will be spending, by the time you sum them together, it will cost nothing less than $500 million if you translate it into dollar, because they are all imported. But this $500 million, let's even assume that it's at the range of 500 naira. That's about 250 billion naira. If you invest 250 billion into our automobile industry, that will create about 250,000 jobs. If not up to 100, if not 250, even if it's 100,000 jobs, we are stabilizing the economy. We need to have our own tire manufacturing, rubber manufacturing and all those. So please, government should look into all this and work hard to reduce our cost of governance. That is what I'm ending. That's what this topic or this message of today is saying. I thank you very much, and I appreciate our viewers. Please don't forget to subscribe, share and like. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.